Good morning. Hi. Welcome to another book vlog because it has been yet again a long time since I have written because life got a little wild and I just haven't had the chance. Hoping to get back into the swing of things with writing, and we're going to start today. I have, I think, 3 books I want to write about today, and one of them is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Guys, people, folks of the world, there's a lot going on with this book. I really enjoyed it, actually. It was the first book in forever that I just couldn't put down. I kept on reading and I flew through it. Now, the thing with me in my reading is I don't ever go into a book wanting to critique it. I don't look for the metaphors and, you know, the foresight and all that stuff. I'm just here for the enjoyment of reading, really surface level reading. But I think even for this one, I could tell it was trying to say something, although what I thought it was trying to say was only part of what it was trying to say, apparently, because I decided to do some research into what other people are thinking about this book, have said about this book, how they've reviewed this book. And it's basically a critique of the publishing world and obviously a look at cultural appropriation and who has the right to tell whose story, all that cancel culture, that whole thing. And so it kind of meshes the two. And while I got for sure the discussion around the appropriateness of a white woman to write this Asian story and her character and all that, I was totally unaware that there was like a satirical look at the publishing world. That went right over my head. I have no connection to anybody, anything, any place, any time in the publishing world. And so I think for me, you present it to me like that and I'm going to think that's just the way it is. I don't pay any attention. I don't follow, you know, authors on Twitter. I don't follow publishing houses on, I don't even have Twitter, but Instagram. Like I follow one author, I think, on Instagram. So I just don't pay attention to that. I literally am a very surface level reader, which maybe you don't want to hear, but is typically the truth. In university, obviously had to critically read every single thing. And since then it's just really taken a back seat. And as of right now, I'm okay with that. However, like I said, with this book, I could tell it was trying to say something and it was a little heavy-handed in what it was trying to do, but whatever, I still very much enjoyed the book. So I am writing a blog post. I will have a lot more to say in the blog post, which is hopefully here.wordpress.com. And we'll go on with that. But the other books I want to talk about are Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano. What's her name? It is Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano, yeah. And possibly I will talk about Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore by Matthew Sullivan. I don't have as much to say about that book because it was a bit of a disappointment, but we'll talk about that when we get there. For now though, I am going to finish writing about Yellowface, and I've got some pictures that I need to get onto the post, and then I will come back when I'm ready to move on to Hello Beautiful. But yeah, I hope you're all having a great day. It is, what time is it? 10:30 in the morning here. Pretty overcast, but I'm inside writing, so that's okay. All right, let's get back to it. face for a little bit. I've written probably one of my longer blog posts anyways. I have more to say, but it's blog form, so you try to keep it short and sweet and concise, and I think I'm going to need to step back and then come back to it and do a little bit of editing. But there we have it. Have you read Yellowface yet? I haven't said what it's about, I don't think I have. So Yellowface is about a woman named June who, through the book, because of her publishing company, ends up going by the name Juniper Song, which makes it kind of ambiguous as to what her ethnicity is. And because of the book that she's published, people assume that she's Asian, and she's not, she's white. And it snowballs in a massive way from there. But what I really like about this book that I just find super fascinating is the question of who can tell what story, and how the author, the actual author of this book, is Asian, writing a white character as her main protagonist. And I think like right there sets the tone for what to expect from this book. Like, it's encouraging you to think about things, but it's not necessarily providing you with any sort of satisfactory answer, because you look at this protagonist and she's not a good person. It's an unlikable character. I really enjoy an unlikable character in my reading. And so you think, well, that can't be the answer, but it doesn't provide you with what the answer would be to fix these problems. Anyways, I really enjoyed the book. Let's move on to, I made notes yesterday because I actually had things to say about these books. We're gonna move on to Hello Beautiful by Ann Napolitano. So I've never read from her before. Apparently she has a very popular book called Dear Edward that has a Netflix series or an Apple TV series. I'm not sure. I don't know what it's about, but I will be reading it. I, in fact, think I put it on hold at the library because I really enjoyed this story. So Hello Beautiful is about 4 sisters and a man named William. And the book starts with William, but it really encompasses William and then the 2 older of the sisters, Sylvie and Julia. Then there are 2 younger sisters, Emmeline and Cecilia, I believe are their names. And it's just a family story following them from being quite young. William you get from being a child. The sisters come in the teen years, late teens, college kind of age. And then you really start to follow these 4 sisters. And you go back a little bit, but it's really about them in kind of their late teens up until whenever it is that the story ends. And I'm not going to say when that is because I don't want to spoil anything accidentally. So it follows these characters and just through their lives and what family means and what it can do when the relationship evolves in a way that you don't expect it to, or when you feel like you have to take sides. And it was just an incredibly written family story. I had a really great time reading it. I myself am one of 4 sisters. There are 5 of us altogether. And there were parts of it that very much spoke to me. There's one sister who at some point moves further away from all the others, and that is me. I live on the opposite coast. There's a 3-hour time difference between me and 3 of my siblings, and then 4 hours between me and another one of my siblings, because after I left, she went to the opposite coast. I went west, she went east. And so there was just a lot there that really spoke true to me in the way that relationships move through time, even when you're apart. And I think that this book just captured the familial relationships and the sibling relationships really well. And then you put this man William into it and the way he connects and his role in the story, and just a really very, very good book. Literary fiction. It's nothing, no magic, nothing spectacular. It's just a family story. And if those types of stories interest you, I would say she's definitely somebody you need to check out because it was very well written. So I'm going to get on to writing a blog post about that. I do have some pictures for it as well, and we will go from there. I took a lunch break. We're now back. It's time to write about the final book that I was hoping to get to today. We're going to write about a book that has a very long title, and it is Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore. And this is a book that follows Lydia. It's a thriller. This follows Lydia, and she works at a bookstore, and one day one of her regular patrons has committed suicide in their store, and he has in his pocket a picture of her, and the story goes from there. It started out really well. I was really enjoying it for the first half, 2/3, and then it kind of took this path that not that I saw it, I didn't see it coming, but it was a little too, even though I didn't see it coming, the way it went was very predictable in how it ended up being. And I just wanted a little bit more. I found the relationship between Lydia and her father to be really confusing. I didn't understand why there was so much tension and animosity there. It seemed very forced in its writing just to kind of try to propel the plot along. I didn't get it. The relationship with Lydia and almost everybody, it all seemed very contrived, and I didn't really like that. But I did enjoy the book for most of it. But we're gonna write about that and then call it a day. It'll be all the rough drafts for the 3 posts that I wanted to get going will be done. I do have all the pictures. I just need to upload them to, it's easier for me to do it on my iPad, and I film on my iPad, so I'll have to do that when I'm not filming anymore. And add the pictures and then just get them scheduled, because I'll put out kind of one each day once they're done. Probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I imagine would be, what's tomorrow? Is tomorrow the 12th? Yeah, 12th, 13th, 14th is when I'll try to get them out, and it'll be a good time. But that is the plan for now. So let's just keep on trucking with this writing, and I will catch up with you when I'm all done. And we're done. Whoop. 3 posts, one morning, took a couple hours. The yellow face one took me the most time because I actually had more to say about that one. I think what I've discovered about the final book I was talking about, the Bright Ideas Bookstore, Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore? Yeah. What I discovered in writing is what I think that book needed was a second character's point of view. The whole thing is told exclusively by Lydia, the main character. And for me, I think in order to have made some of the reveals a little bit more compelling, I needed an alternative point of view. Anyways, I am now going to work out. I'm gonna have a drink. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna wash my hair, which is the worst. And I am gonna do some reading. I'm currently reading The Birthday Party by Laurent Muvenier, and I'm enjoying it. But I just wanna thank you for hanging out on this very chill, normal, not super chatty book blog vlog. And at some point, I'll sit down and do another video. So peace. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.